Today we're going to talk about some body sunscreens that I've purchased, I've been trying out. I'm going to give you feedback on how they perform, what the textures are like, if they're any good, if they're worth it, etc., etc. Body sunscreens that are water resistant, so you can rely on them when you're going to be participating in sport. It's hot, it's humid, you're sweating, maybe you're going in and out of the pool. Let's talk about a fragrance-free option that's new. And if you watch my Shop With Me videos, you'll recall several months ago, I went into a Target Ulta hybrid and saw this Coola SPF 50 classic body sunscreen fragrance-free. And I kind of sneered at it because, let's be honest, this is not inexpensive, but I bit the bullet, I purchased it because I wanted to see, is it any good? And it's actually really nice. So it's nice and hydrating, but it's super lightweight, fast absorbing. It's not greasy, it's not heavy. And I was able actually to wear it on my face without getting any burning around my eyes. So there's that. You know, if you're someone who is looking for a sunscreen that you can wear comfortably on your face, but is a more value size, so that when you're wearing short sleeves, you want to have sunscreen on your forearms, for example, your chest, this would be a really good option. It doesn't leave any kind of greasy residue on the skin, and I really liked it. If I'm being honest with you, I don't really see a reason to buy this over last year's favorite and continued favorite, the Bondi Sands SPF 50 fragrance-free sunscreen lotion. Frankly, these are very similar in terms of texture, performance, how they appear on the skin. These are both chemical sunscreens. They don't leave a white cast. I don't know about you guys, but mineral sunscreens on the body, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. Casty, zinky, I'm just not interested. Fine to use them on the face, but I don't want to play that game on the body. I just want something that basically looks and feels like a moisturizer and is easy to use, especially with the humidity here. That's just where I'm at in life. I don't want to deal with a mineral sunscreen on the body. If you have been misled into believing that mineral sunscreens are more effective, or safer, or better for the environment, you have been lied to by people either selling mineral sunscreens or people selling some other type of product, and they profit off of you feeding into the fear mongering. Mineral, chemical, they're all safe. They're all effective when used correctly, and none of them should be used as your sole means of sun protection, okay? So you wanna make sure you're also reining in other sun protective behaviors like hats, sleeves, seeking shade. Do not sunbathe, but yeah, the best sunscreen is the one that you are willing to use. And for me personally, like I said, I don't mind mineral sunscreens for the face. Hybrid sunscreens would have mineral active ingredients along with chemical active ingredients. I don't mind that for the face. Fine to use it. But for the body, I just, at this point, I'm not motivated to be smearing on zinc oxide and trying to rub it in, and they're just a lot more difficult to rub in oftentimes. And for the body, it's like, and the white cast, it rubs off on your clothing and leaves that white chalky stuff. No, thank you. So all that to say, the Coola one is good. Like, they did a good job with this. No hate to this sunscreen at all. It's great. I love that it's fragrance free. Of all of the stuff we're gonna be talking about today, this is the only new to me sunscreen that is fragrance free. So I like it. I like it, but I hate the price. And for me, I don't really see myself buying it again per se, because I would just buy this Bondi Sands one. Now I know it, someone's gonna comment. Did you hear that Bondi Sands failed SPF testing in the UK? All right, some third-party company tested a few sunscreens in the UK and claimed that they did not actually meet the SPF that they were marketed at, which we don't know anything about how this particular third party tested the sunscreens. And so it's essentially a way for people to stir up drama around sunscreens. It's happened before where these third parties go out and independently test sunscreens, but they don't disclose anything about their methodology. They don't disclose anything about the testing conditions, And it's very distressing. It's a lot of drama for the company because it suggests to the consumer that they're being lied to. In order to sell a sunscreen, you have to really put it through a lot of hoops and regulatory testing in order for it to go to market. So the fact that these companies come out and try and one-up or dupe, it's often very misleading. So you don't need to worry about some other third party testing your sunscreens and claiming that the SPF is not valid. Like I said, given the regulatory landscape of sunscreen formulation, manufacturing, and putting out, I will not believe any kind of random third party testing thing that pops up and claims that a sunscreen is not effective. For example, the Consumer Reports will often put out a very inflammatory type article saying these sunscreens don't actually have the sun protection that they claim to have. And, they do some dubious testing and then it ends up, slanting to favor whatever sunscreens they're promoting. It's very problematic behavior. And I've talked about it with regards to Consumer Reports before, and I'm going to link that video down below. But what's going on with the UK testing of a third party doing the testing of sunscreens in the UK is very similar. So I'm going to link that video down below in the description box. Do you guys remember, I think it feels like a year or so ago, I was in Walmart doing a shop with me video and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you Aveeno, a sunscreen in a pump. Love pump packaging for sunscreens, a big old pump. Just really encourages more frequent reapplication. So this is Aveeno's Protect and Hydrate Sunscreen All Day Hydration. Again, water resistant, 80 minutes. All of these are water resistant. Now, this particular sunscreen is very hydrating, it's very lightweight, it's fast absorbing. I did try it on my face and I got a little watery eyes, okay? So keep that in mind. Did not have that happen with Kula, and I've never had that happen with the Bondi Sands one. But with this one, I did get a little watery eyes. Didn't sting or anything. It looks actually kind of nice on the face. It's not greasy or shiny, but you do get that kind of burny eye sensation. This is super fast absorbing, probably more fast absorbing in comparison to the Kula one. The Kula one is more like a creamy gel. It's fast absorbing, but this is even faster absorbing, I think probably because it's formulated with alcohol denaturant, which terrifies people. Can be a little on the drying side depending on the overall formulation, but the alcohol denaturant in sunscreens really helps them to, well, be fast absorbing and to really be a lot more comfortable to apply in humid, sweaty conditions. So I like that aspect. And the overall formulation is actually very moisturizing. You see, you can have alcohol denaturant in a formula, but you can have other moisturizing ingredients that balance that out so it's not drying in the long run. And that's the case with this. Now, this does have fragrance, which is not super strong. Bothered me on my face though. The mosquitoes seem to be attracted to certain fragranced sunscreens or products in general, I've noticed. Not all, but I've noticed that whether it be a scented body lotion, or a body splash or a scented sunscreen, whatever, sometimes they are really attractive to mosquitoes. So I don't know, it's not my preference. Plus, if you're allergic to fragrance, you have to avoid. But if you're using it just on the body, I actually do think that Aveeno one is a really good option overall. No white cast. And like I said, I love pump packaging because I feel as though it just kind of encourages more frequent application. It goes for, I think I paid $27 for 12 ounces. Try Banana Boat Sport family size. You can get on Amazon, comes in a pump. That is $10.97 for 12 ounces. That's a great option too. Lightweight, fast absorbing. You can often get that one too at like Costco in a value size, package where they have 2 tubes and like a little one. You know what I'm talking about. That one's good. It does have fragrance, not comfortable on the face. Same issues with the Aveeno one, but overall really good for the body, for outdoor activities, sport, water-based activities, comfortable to apply on the body, and just less expensive. So that's more of a value-sized, if you will, option. Now, speaking of sunscreens for the body with fragrance, I have been loving this Bullfrog SPF 50 Quick Gel. Now, I actually used this like back in the 90s. I discovered this. And I would use this as my go-to sunscreen anytime I went to the beach, the lake, the pool. This is what I always used. It's a clear, colorless, fast-absorbing gel. It does have alcohol denaturant in it. Now, one thing I will point out about these sunscreens that do have alcohol denaturant is that if you have a lot of moisturizer on, you will get some pilling when you apply these on over, because they become incompatible. The oils, the emollients, and whatever body cream, lotion, or whatever that you might have on, when you apply this on over any sunscreen, any product with alcohol denaturant, you can get incompatibility and you can get pilling. So be aware of that. But I absolutely adore this. Really like this. I wear it on my face a fair amount too. I haven't had the blurry eye thing with this. Love it. And they've been making this, since '85? It's good. It flies under the radar. The scent is not strong, doesn't linger. It's a citrus scent. It's one of those formulas where if you have someone in your life who will not wear sunscreen, they say it's too greasy, it's too sticky, they don't like the feel of it, try the Bullfrog Quick Gel, because it's great in hair bearing areas. It doesn't make you feel like you're overheating. It's a great option. Clear, colorless. There's no white cast with any of these, but definitely not the Bullfrog one. So that would be the other one of the newer ones. I say newer in air quotes because, like I said, I've been using Bullfrog since the 90s. And so it's not new to me, but it's like a return, if you will. Speaking of sunscreens that I recommend all the time for the body, especially for times where you're gonna be outdoors for a prolonged period of time doing water-based activities, La Roche-Posay's Anthelos Melton Sunscreen Milk. This is a go-to recommendation. They make it in SPF 100 and SPF 60. Now, I know what you're thinking, SPF 100, what kind of marketing nonsense is that? There's really not that much of a difference between SPF 50 and 100. You're literally splitting hairs. And on paper, you are absolutely correct. But in reality, SPF 100 actually ends up being better at protecting against a burn compared to SPF 50. Probably has to do with just the nature in which people apply sunscreens. They tend to apply them too sparingly. So the higher the SPF, the more likely you are getting those sunscreen protective ingredients on the skin at an appreciable level to offer good protection. So I love the 100. The 60 is also a good choice if that's what's available to you. This is fragrance free. I wear this comfortably on my face. La Roche-Posay has amazing sunscreens in general. They have great sunscreen development formulation. I strongly recommend this. Now, one I don't have here, but is definitely worth considering as well, it's a great value, it's fragrance-free, water-resistant, is by Eucerin. They have a, what's it called, Advanced Hydration SPF 50. I don't have it with me currently, I don't have a bottle in use, but I talked about it in my sunscreen for the body video last year. Chemical sunscreen, again, no white cast. The Eucerin one has a compound from licorice root, which is anti-inflammatory and good for eczema-prone skin. The Eucerin one is a little bit more deeply hydrating emollient, so you might find it a touch shiny. That being said, I happen to think it's a great option as a daily body moisturizer as well. So that's another really fantastic and affordable option. They also have a mineral one. Like I said, I'm just not keen on doing the mineral for myself. They're a great option if you're willing to use them, but I prefer the chemical sunscreens for the body. All right, y'all, so that's a wrap up regarding sunscreens for the body. I wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of requests. Please make an updated video on body sunscreens. I hope this was informative to you. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.